What's up guys, Tommy Bowyer here from Movie Rewind, and today I'm going to be talking about some Doctor Who characters who I think would have been great full-time companions. So without further ado, let's get into it. In its 60-year history, Doctor Who has had some incredible companions. The likes of Sarah Jane Smith, Rose Tyler, Amy Pond. They've gone down in history as some of the strongest characters that Doctor Who has ever had. And for me personally, and I think for the majority of Doctor Who fans, the companion is just as important as the Doctor, because the companion is the viewer. It's the individual that we are supposed to relate to the most, because they're usually human from the present day. So they are experiencing this universe, this journey through time and space with the Doctor, and we are supposed to relate to them. So the companion plays a very important role in Doctor Who. And while we have had amazing companions, there have been characters introduced since the revival who may have only just appeared in about one episode, and yet they've made such a strong impression that I honestly could have seen them becoming full-time companions to the Doctor. Now, a couple of disclaimers before we get into this. Firstly, I've only seen Doctor Who since 2005, so please bear that in mind. Secondly, I'm looking at these characters in terms of what they brought to the table, their personality, and as well as their interactions with the Doctor, because obviously if I thought that they could be a full-time companion, it really depends on how their interactions with the Doctor was. And thirdly, this is a personal opinion video. I'm very biased, as is everyone. So the first character which I could have seen as a full-time companion, and we're going right back to series 1, and that is Lynda with a Y. Now, Lynda was introduced during Bad Wolf and The Parting of the Ways, and she was brilliant. A really likeable character, a very sweet character. I really liked her personality. She seemed like a very down-to-earth, funny individual. Plus, I really enjoyed her chemistry with the Ninth Doctor. I felt like the Ninth Doctor and Lynda really got on. And the Doctor did actually invite Lynda onto the Tardis. He said that if they made it out alive, then he would love for her to join them. So I honestly could have seen Lynda being a full-time companion. It's tragic what happened at the end of that episode. And I have to say, that's one thing that Russell T Davies is good at as a writer. He develops characters very, very well. And even though Lynda only appeared in 2 episodes, her death was such a tragedy because you really saw potential there for them to do more with that character. So I would have loved to have seen Lynda as a full-time companion, especially to the Ninth Doctor, who I think she had great chemistry with. Next up, we have Sally Sparrow from Blink. Now, Sally Sparrow, I think, is one which most viewers would put on this list, because Sally Sparrow was the primary focus of Blink, which is a well-renowned episode of Doctor Who. Within that episode, you really understand who Sally Sparrow is, how she's a very curious individual. She's determined to get to the bottom of the Weeping Angel's mystery. And also, I really like that even though she only has one specific interaction with the Doctor, she clearly makes an impression on him. Now, I've heard rumours that they were hoping that Sally Sparrow would actually become a full-time companion, apparently when Stephen Moffat took over as showrunner. Obviously, the actor who portrayed her went on to do bigger and better things after Doctor Who. So it's a real shame, because I think that Sally Sparrow could have really worked as a full-time companion. Once again, she seemed to be able to hold her own. She was very relatable. And also she seemed to be of the kind of individual who could stand up to the Doctor, which I think is always a great thing for a companion. So I would have loved to have seen Sally Sparrow come into the TARDIS full time. Next, we've got Astrid from The Voyage of the Damned. Obviously, I remember the 2007 Christmas special and how excited everyone was because Kylie Minogue was coming to Doctor Who, and that was a massive name and a very big boost to the viewing figures. If you look at it, Voyage of the Damned, I think over like 13 million people tuned in to watch that episode. So it was really Doctor Who at the beginning of its peak in the late 2000s. And I think Astrid is a great character. Kylie Minogue is actually a wonderful actor, and she brought that character to life. Astrid was a very likeable character, loved her chemistry with David Tennant's 10th Doctor. Those two really had a connection which carried that entire episode for me, and obviously her tragic death as well. A lot of these companions, I think it would be impossible to bring them back because a lot of them end up dead, which is of course very upsetting. Minogue said recently that she would love to return to Doctor Who, and to be honest, I would be up for that. I think that Kylie Minogue was great in that episode. Astrid was a very likeable character, and a character which has a lot of companion potential. I mean, you saw in Voyage of the Damned, she didn't just wait to be rescued by the Doctor. She used her head. She made sure that she was helping everyone and keeping everyone calm and together. So I think Astrid had a lot of potential there, especially with the 10th Doctor. I don't know if she would work with some of the other Doctors, but definitely with the 10th Doctor, she was perfect. Rita from the God Complex is another character that I would have loved to have seen become a full-time companion. She was a nurse who was devoted to her faith and determined to help the Doctor solve the mystery of the Minotaur and the hotel where everyone is being killed once they find out what their greatest fear is. I always remember the Doctor saying after his first interaction with her, "Oh, I like her, no offence Amy, you're fired." And as much as I loved Amy and Rory, part of me was like, can we have Rita along as well? I think Rita was a fantastic companion. Her relationship with the 11th Doctor, I think they worked really well together. It was a good meeting of the minds, which I think was a great thing to watch. And also Rita, she sacrificed herself to save everyone else because she knew that she had begun praising the Minotaur, so she just took herself off so no one else would get hurt and accepted her fate. And I think for that it shows how much courage and bravery Rita had as a character. Plus she was a nurse, so obviously she would have been very useful in all of the scrapes the Doctor gets into. So it's very sad that Rita had to die. Like I said with Astrid and Lynda, characters which seem to have so much potential are taken away from us too soon. So yeah, I would have loved to have seen Rita join the TARDIS, especially with the 11th Doctor, who I thought she had great chemistry with. And lastly, I have chosen Shona from the 2014 Christmas special Last Christmas, starring Peter Capaldi as the 12th Doctor. Now, Last Christmas is one of my favourite Christmas specials, and I think it's very underrated. And Shona is a large part of the reason I like it. Now, to some, Shona is just the comic relief. She's just there to add some funny moments to what would be a very tense and depressing episode of Doctor Who. But I think she has the potential to be a full-time companion. Shona, of course, was very, very funny. I think the actor who portrays her did a great job. But also, you got a sense that there was so much more to this character. When she wakes up from the dream, you see her life and how she's obsessed with films and sci-fi, and she has some issues with her dad that she needed to sort out. So I think there's just glimpses there of a character who could have been a full-time companion. I really liked her interactions with the 12th Doctor, but unlike the other characters I've chosen on this list where I say, you know, I'd love to see them, but with that specific Doctor, I think Shona could actually be a companion to a new Doctor. I don't think she would specifically have to be with the 12th Doctor in order to succeed. I think that she could work with another Doctor that we haven't seen yet. So yeah, I think Shona, I really like her character. A very underrated character from a very underrated Christmas special. And I think there's just, like all the others on this list, so much potential there that they could have done something with. So thanks for watching, guys. I really do hope that you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe in order to receive great and maybe even improved quality content in the future. Now, please feel free to let me know in the comments what characters you think had the potential to be full-time companions, because obviously this is just my opinion and everyone's opinion is different, so it'd be great to hear other people's thoughts on this. And obviously just under a month now until Doctor Who's 60th anniversary, and of course the 3 Tennant specials which are coming along with it. To be honest, I haven't been this excited for Doctor Who since series 10, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I hope all you guys are as well, and I will see you in another one. See ya!